Now let's talk about realistic expectations in this class. Okay, it's always important to know exactly what you can expect, whether good or bad, so that you'll be able to have the best success possible. And I always like to consult my clients and let them know exactly what they're in for so that they can have the best chance possible to succeed. So, what are the realistic expectations that you should have about trying to sell your own products on Amazon? Well, generally, I'd say that it starts, number one, by understanding what your time frame looks like. You can probably expect that it will take you about 3 to 6 months to start seeing a profit. Now, granted, you can make a profit a lot sooner than that, and I personally have made profit the first month that I tried this process. But a good realistic expectation is it'll take you about 3 months to start seeing a profit. Number two is that you will probably need some capital to get started. Like it'll take you probably between $1,000 to $1,500 to get started in order for it to be the smoothest ride possible for you. Now the good part is that you don't need that entire 1,000 to 1,500 all at once. And of course, as the money that you make more money and more profit, you'll be able to utilize that to help you with your expenses. But I've seen generally if you start with a somewhat an amount of capital or access to capital, that it makes the process a whole lot easier. And again, that doesn't have to be your money. It could be somebody else's or it could be credit. The idea is that you start with some form of capital. Number three, there will be a learning curve, which of course you can expect that in learning anything new. So be patient with yourself. It will take time. As entrepreneurs, I know we can be a little bit impatient if we don't see results, but the one thing you can guarantee is that you're going to be learning something new, so there'll be a lot of mistakes or a lot of things that you're not going to expect to happen. Just make sure that you're ready for it. Okay, that there is give yourself the patience and the space to be able to learn um, from the process. Number four, and again, the reason I share this is because if you're an entrepreneur like me, you do not like to wait, but there is a lot of waiting in this business. Why? Because you place orders with suppliers. The suppliers are in other countries. They take some time to get back to you. You're going to put out a lot of fishing lines, but to have to wait to actually catch the fish. Even sometimes you test some different products and you have to wait to see how the customers respond. So just be prepared to do some waiting. Number five, you will be working with overseas vendors. Specifically in this class, we're going to talk about working with vendors from China, wholesale sources from China. So you can expect a bit of a culture shock if you haven't dealt with it before. So just be prepared to deal with people with a completely different culture, even different language, of course, but that they'll be thinking differently too, so you have to be very patient with them. Okay, so what are some of the rewards that you can expect from this class, or actually putting the system to practice? Well, number one, you can start making a minimum of $1,000 to $5,000 extra in profit for the first 3 to 6 months. That's not unheard of, and actually it's common. What you can expect is you'll probably expect about 5 to 6 figures in the first year that you start this business, and that's a common figure. A lot of people who follow this process and follow all the steps that I share with you today are typically making 5 figures to 6 figures in their first year. Some even 7 because they kind of put in a lot more time and effort to do it. So, and number three, a reward that I appreciate about this type of business is generally once you get it under your belt and once you get the system down, it only takes about 1 to 2 hours a day, maybe even less, to work this business. And we'll talk about some way to automate it so that you can actually spend even less time than that. But those are some of the rewards, some expectations that you can have of this business of selling your own products on Amazon.